Good afternoon, good evening, whatever it is right now. It's a beautiful Sunday out there, a little chilly, but we are pleased to be here with some educators from Montague Area Public Schools. This is the Montague Staff Media Day, which is really cool because a lot of times you guys have seen sports media days and other stuff like that, but it's cool to get the educators in the spotlight. So without further ado, let's introduce them, and we'll go ladies first. Amy Hoka, I know her a little bit. We graduated a long time ago in Urbana. I'm not going to say how old we are, but welcome.
Years ago. Thank you.
It was a couple years ago. So, yep, some of us has aged better than others, and you know I'm saying that in a good way for you, not for me. So, but welcome. And we have, I just want to get these names wrong, Jerry Hedrick.
That's me.
And you are Montague Elementary?
Yep.
Okay. Amy's at Montague High School, and we have Nathan Long from NBC. Mm-hmm. So if you could just start out and just tell me what each of you do as educators in your respective schools.
This year, I am the behavior specialist at the elementary school.
And what is that duty? What do those duties entail?
So when there's a student that's having struggles or needs a little bit of extra help, I'll work with them to try to help them through their day to make their educational day just kind of run a little more smoothly. And then I run groups with students focused on either like maybe classroom organization or listening, following directions, things like that, or maybe just groups on anger management, stuff like that. So, and that's new to me this year. This is my first year doing this position.
Where are you from?
I'm originally from Montague.
Okay, cool. What year did you graduate?
2001.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so you might be a little bit younger than us, Amy.
Just a couple years.
So Amy, what is your title in the school, and what are the other things you do? I know you help out in a lot of different areas. You make an impact in a lot of different ways.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah. I teach math and AP Computer Science. I teach a personal finance class. I'm in charge of our student senate, and I coach 8th grade girl basketball.
When you were sitting in Mr. Wilson's class back in the day, did you ever envision that you'd be teaching math?
Can I just tell you that my mom told me when I was going to become a math teacher that Mr. Wilson would laugh and say there's no way that could be possible.
So he had an overhead that he never left his desk. He had an overhead and had everything up there. And tell him about our grading system that was used then. Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, Delta.
And you're not doing very good. Failures.
What's that?
Remember. That was so long ago, Scott. You remember all that?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
It was traumatizing. That's why I remember it.
I know. I don't know if there's a lot of alphas on my paper.
Yeah.
But,
No.
made it through.
That's cool. And then what about you, Nathan? What's your role in the schools in NBC?
So primarily science. So this is the first year I've taught 6th grade science. Before that, I usually do a radio, TV, news class.
That's cool.
So,
yeah. Well, let me know if you ever are involved in that. We're always looking for students to help us out here at CatchMark with different things. So we call them it's CatchMark Sports Nuts. So we call them the Sports Nuts because they're sports fans and helping us. But we're trying to get that built within each school in the area so they can get their schools covered a little more and help us out. So,
awesome.
So where are you from then?
I am originally from northern Indiana, a town called Warsaw.
Oh, yeah. Heard of that?
Yep. I was a Tiger growing up.
Nice.
Yeah.
What is that how big is that school? How many did you graduate with?
So I graduated with 580.
Yeah.
My sister's class, that was 3 years behind me, graduated with 620.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, about 2,200 kids in the high school, and
Yeah, a little bigger than our schools.
Yeah.
So
A couple more than that graduate from Urbana.
yeah,
just a few more. So
Indiana has a consolidated school district type thing, so it was like 5 communities all together in one.
Did I hear that you guys say maybe that you guys coach too now, or no?
I coach 7th grade girls basketball. I think this is like my 7th year doing that.
Do you do any coaching or anything or not?
I did, but Montague does not offer swimming, so.
He's a collegiate swimmer.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
Oh, I could see by the build, for sure.
A long time ago.
Yeah. So, what are your impressions of just the Montague district and Montague, just the community as a whole? I mean, what does it mean to you guys? Even you're from here, Jerry, but even if you're not, Amy, you can relate just because we've known Montague growing up, and it's not too different from Urbana, I don't think. What do you guys all think?
When I think of Montague, I think of the beautiful area we live in and how nice it is to be on the lake shore over here. Pretty small community when you live here. You know most of the people you grow up with. When you graduate, you see a lot of those same people still living in town. I think sometimes people don't realize some of our more rural areas, though. We're not necessarily an affluent district with a bunch of most our families don't necessarily all live on the lake shore, even though that's kind of what the first thing I think of when I think of Montague.
Yeah, we didn't have the lake shore.
No,
We were up in
we didn't
Ravenna.
have anything. Up there.
No, we didn't. Had to ride our bikes everywhere.
Beautiful farmland, though.
Yeah,
yeah.
there's a lot of farmland out there.
Sure.
So, what have your impressions been, Nathan, of since being here?
So my wife and I were just talking about this yesterday. There's a lot of advantages to being in a smaller community, and we actually just moved here 2 years ago. So, well, I guess this August will be 2 years, but I don't know. I like the idea that like you kind of know everybody a lot better. Like all 5 of my kids are in school here, and so like Paul in 4th grade, he's going to know most of the kids, if not everybody, by the end of this year that are in his grade with him. And so that's a big, like, that's something I never experienced in Warsaw because, 580 kids in your graduating class, like I could probably point out to 50 of them. And now, like, when I go back to Warsaw, like I might run into like 10 people that I graduated with, and I might not even remember their names. So there's just a lot of advantages to this, and being a little bit more of a tight-knit community. So,
And what about for you, Amy? Just because, like I said, we've known Montague at least, being in the same conference and so forth.
Yeah, I taught in a bigger school district for a lot of years and just really missed that small hometown feel. And I love this area. I lived in Whitehall for a long time and just was very blessed to be able to come back and teach in a small community again where it's more of a hometown family feel. And that's what I love the most about this area. And the kids are amazing. It's just different. I don't know what it is about Montague, but there's just something different about being here. And it's awesome.
No, it's always about the people. It's always about the relationships, I think. That's where it starts. So what about the extracurriculars, too? And not just sports. Sports is part of it, but just the offerings at the school. You've got different things. And we've been featuring them, too, with our profiles that we're working on right now with, like, DECA, FFA, Quiz Bowl, just different things like that, robotics. I mean, you can keep going. And how enriching is that, I guess, for students to be able to have those choices?
I think it's super important to give them an opportunity to not just do the activities, but to be part of the community. I think that's really when I was growing up, one of the easiest ways to make new friends is when you're on a team with somebody, whether it's a sports team or like a robotics team or something like that. So I think it kind of branches them out, especially when we're thinking about like some of the younger kids, the elementary that I work with. I always encourage them to get involved in other things. And I know as we go up through the different buildings, it's nice that there's a large amount of adults that are spending extra time putting in the work for these programs. Because some of them, I know like our FFA program, that's hundreds of hours of after school and in the summer work that some of those people put into that. And it really is to the benefit of the students that get to be involved in that.
And what have you seen? I don't know how many of those activities you guys had in Warsaw. Probably quite a few of them, but I mean, what are your thoughts on that whole topic? Just with getting kids involved, to being inclusive, I think is a really big thing, just so everybody has a role and has a place.
yeah, I think it's the only difference I would say is that like in a smaller community, a lot of the same kids, like they're always involved, so they're always after school in something. So, no, I'm a big proponent on after school. Anything, just getting involved in any way possible. Like, again, my wife and I talk about this with our own kids. Like, they're all going to be involved in something. They're all going to have to, you got to find something. It doesn't have to be sports, but you got to be involved in something after school just to, again, have that group of people that you kind of develop those bonds with and friendships. And
Yeah, we see that too with the Sports Nuts, the student volunteer thing, and there's adults that do it too. But it just sometimes you have kids who they might not be athletes, but they like to be around it, and so they're at the games and they feel part of it. And their classmates who might play sports appreciate it when another classmate's out there doing interviews with them, getting video, taking pictures. And it's just a cool, I think, all around thing, and that's something that we're really excited to be part of, and we want to keep growing. But Amy, you're the advisor of Student Senate. How, I guess, rewarding has that been just because of the connection? I'll let you cough it out now.
Sorry.
Sorry. Want me to move on to someone else? You
No,
good?
you're
or- Okay.
Don't embarrass us.
Sorry, Jerry.
So, being an advisor for Student Senate, how impactful is that just to see what those kids do and what that group does for the school?
It's very impactful, and I think that's why we do what we do as educators too, is see how many kids we can impact and impact as many as possible. I enjoy it because kids are always trying to think of something like, how can we impact this group, or how can we get these kids involved, or I hold my kids to high expectations, and if you're going to be a leader in the school, then what can we do to bring other leaders on board, or what can we do to make Montague a better place to be? And I think kids look out for each other, and it's been great.
So I'm going to ask this question just because she might be maybe sitting right over my shoulder. Christy Thoman, your principal. Well, not for all of you because you're in different schools. I understand that, but you're all one community. With Christy and then with the other leadership in the school. What are you saying from Jeff Johnson, down to the administrative and the leadership group? What are you guys seeing in the terms of the impact that's being made and the direction that the district's headed?
I would say in general in Montague, it's been a beneficial situation where we have the leaders of the buildings have the same vision as the people that work in the buildings, have the same vision as our superintendent, and then have the same vision as our community members. It comes down to what do the students need more than anything, not necessarily what would be the easiest thing to do or what would be the thing to make the lives of the adults easier. And it's about the students. And so I think in each of the buildings, even though there's times when there's disagreements, I think the goal is in everybody's mind and hearts, what can we do to help the youth here growing up in Montague to give them the best opportunities.
Thoughts from you guys on that?
I think Christy's come in and done a great job. I think she's come in as a leader, and she always tells us, I don't know what I don't know. And she's looking for input from us, and she wants to, create staff morale, and she's visible in the hallways, and stuff's getting taken care of, and that we appreciate that as teachers. She's present in the hallways, and she's always got a smile on her face, and even if she's having a tough day, she still, presents herself like she's happy and that things are good, and yeah.
That's why her middle name's Joy.
There you go.
Well, she brought that.
She brings the joy.
And she also brings a WWE belt here into the media day. Her son Jimmy brought that to the media day as well. So I don't know if she's carrying that around for the champions, walking around with that, maybe wearing it. I don't know.
She needs to pull some kids out with that WWE belt.
That's right. Are you guys wrestling fans, like WWE style or any of that stuff, or not?
No.
When I was younger, not so much anymore.
Yeah.
I can't say I was, but-
Can't say you were.
but it is pretty cool to watch the kids, to see their excitement and to see the team bond. I know the wrestlers are pretty tight, and just watching them help each other and push each other and be part of that community has been really awesome.
No, there's exciting times in Montague too with the new gymnasium going up.
Yeah.
That'll be really sweet when that's done. I'm told, and from what I've seen, it's gonna, if you've seen like Orchard View's gym or maybe Fremont's gym, kind of modeled after that. So that'll be really sweet when that's finished, and
Definitely.
another space where Montague's gonna be able to do a lot of things. So, anything else that you would say about the district, about your roles there, before we sign off on the podcast? What else are things that you really like the way things are going in the school?
I would say we go way out of our way sometimes to help students with the most needs. I know there's a lot of families that school of choice come here and they're really happy with the care we put into the individuals and how there's not just one person in the building that's helping their child out, that we have lots of people on board, all working towards the same goal, and it's one of the benefits of having a smaller school. You know, not only do they know all of us, but most of the buildings we know everybody that's in it a lot of times. So that is something I think we take pride in is being a place that people want to come to.
What about you, Nathan?
Yeah, no, I'd echo that, and kind of a little bit on the last question as well. Just made me think of a conversation I had with somebody last year, just about how, like, it's nice being in a building where you know everybody has the best outlook of the student truly at their heart. Like, they're really thinking about what is the way I can help the student out the best. And we might disagree about what it is that we need to do to help that student, but everybody really does have, like, the student's best interest in the forefront, you know. And so that's just it's a really nice environment to be in. Coming, you know, having been at 2 school districts before this, to come in here, it's a really, really nice place to work and be involved with. So,
And I know, Amy, you have input on that just because you kind of touched on that earlier. Being in a different district and coming to this one and how this one just feels different. How can you maybe elaborate on that?
I think for me, it was just really interesting. My first year here is there's a kid that was getting picked on in the hallway, and we had some of our seniors that were like our star athletes that were like, hey, we don't do that here. We don't pick on other kids. And I've seen that like throughout when you've got these like top athlete performers and you got the kids that just struggle to, you know, I guess make it to school or even struggle academically, and everybody cheers each other on, and they want the best for each other. And as a staff, you know, what can we do to make it a great place and working together? And just what you guys have said, that we truly care about these kids and want what's best for them. And
And I think it starts at the MAC with the kindergarten, and it just kind of goes all the way up. Like we work together. We even though I might not know everybody's name in the high school and middle school because I don't work with them every day, but we know we share this group with them, and then we work together as a staff too to bring them all the whole way.
Oh, I appreciate all that too, because you don't know what someone's going through. You don't know what they're facing. And 2, it costs nothing to be nice to people. So that's what I've always believed. So appreciate you guys bringing that up. Any other thoughts before we sign off? Do we want to get Christy on the mic or no? Nope, she's declining, so I'm just going to leave that there. Any other thoughts from you guys before we sign off for this?
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks for coming in the meeting today. Hopefully you had a good time. Can't wait till that content comes out. Some interesting poses in that video and some good shots too as well. So thanks a lot, guys. Appreciate you being on.
thanks.
Yep.